Hi, my name is Debbie, and welcome back to my kitchen, where everything is not so ancient, not so Chinese, and definitely not so secret. So today I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful, nutritious mango bread. Mangoes right now are at the peak of its season all the way through to early July, and I figured while everyone else is making a banana bread, I'd show you how to get a little creative and level up your baking games with these beautiful orange, fragrant, sweet, succulent, and juicy fruits that are considered the king of all fruits. So guys, this mango bread is super quick and super easy to make. The best part is there's no sifting, there's no kneading, there's no waiting for dough to rise. All you need really is a spoon and a little arm muscle. Yeah, a little. So this is what you're gonna need. You're gonna preheat your oven to about 350 degrees. You're going to need one 9x5 metal loaf pan that has been generously sprayed with baking spray. If you don't have a metal loaf pan and you choose to use a glass loaf pan, just make sure to reduce the heat to about 325 degrees. And that's because glass tends to heat slower than metal, but when it does get hot, it gets really hot, okay? We're going to need 1.5 cups of mangoes. That's about one really large mango. If not, you can use 2 smaller ones, and you're gonna dice them up like I have here. Make sure when you're picking your mango that it is nice and ripe, and it's really just kind of firm and a little soft to the touch when you touch it. And if you do have mangoes that are green, a trick my mom taught me is to put it overnight into a brown paper bag. You may need for something this green a couple days though. Seal the brown paper bag, and apparently while the fruit is ripening, there's a hormone that's released called ethylene, and when it's in the paper bag, the gas that's emitted, the ethylene, actually helps to enhance the ripening process of the fruit. So little tip for you. You're also going to need a 1/4 cup of butter that's been set out for a little bit to get softened. You're going to need 1/2 cup of cane sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, 1 egg that's been beaten, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1 teaspoon of ginger, which is my not so ancient Chinese secret. I love ginger and I put it in everything, but again, this is optional. You're also going to need 1 cup of flour, all-purpose flour. I'm actually using protein flour, which is a mix of chickpea and lentil, but you can use any flour that you desire. And if you want, you can add anything like shaved coconuts or raisins or nuts to give it a nice crunchy bite. But since my daughter's allergic to nuts and I don't really like raisins all that much, I'm sticking to what's here on this counter today. All right, so let's get started. We are going to first combine all of the dry ingredients. So your flour, your salt, baking soda, cinnamon, and ginger, my favorite. And you're just gonna give it a quick whisk just to aerate it and get rid of any clumps or lumps that are there. That's it. And then we are going to combine the sugar and the butter. And just combine that really well. The mango that I'm using today is what's called a Kent mango. I raided my girlfriend's house for the mangoes. And apparently the Kent mango is a breed between a Brook and a Hayden mango. And Mr. Kent was his name, planted the first seed at his home in Coconut Grove, Florida. So these mangoes are pretty rampant all throughout South Florida. I'm gonna now add in my vanilla and the vegetable oil, the beaten egg. And now we're just going to combine all of this Mangoes are so nutritious for you. It's probably the most dense and nutritious fruit that's available. It's packed with about 20 different vitamins and minerals. And there's about 1,000 varieties of mangoes that you'll find throughout the world. All right, once you have that, we're gonna add the wet mixture to our dry mixture. And we're just gonna fold this together until it's fully combined. But you don't wanna mix it too much. Just keep folding until it's nice and evenly combined. You know, growing up in Jamaica, my grandmother had a beautiful mango tree in her backyard. And as kids, my brother and I used to climb that mango tree, and a lot of my fond memories are eating mango on her back patio. But I think my biggest memory of all is when I climbed that mango tree one day and fell out of it, not lost, but I broke my pinky finger. So it's nice and crooked now. All right, so it's basically at this consistency. And then we can fold in our beautiful mangoes. And so you can see, just fold it in. Oops. And I can smell it already. It's super sweet. And that's it, that should do it. And now we are going to pour this beautiful, fragrant mixture into our baking pan. So yum. Look how quick that was, guys. Seriously. Right? And we're just gonna spread that out. Let's knock it down a couple times to even it out. And we're ready to pop this in the oven. This is gonna go in the oven for about 50 to 60 minutes, or until your toothpick comes out of the center nice and clean. And that's it. Let's pop it in. Oh my gosh, guys, look how beautiful. So pretty, so fragrant. The hardest thing about this recipe is having to wait 10 minutes for it to cool before you're able to serve it. But for the purposes of today, we kind of cheated, and it's already cool. So we're gonna carefully take it out of the loaf pan, place it on our beautiful board here, and I think I'm gonna have to taste it. We'll take a couple slices. Look how beautiful. You guys, it's nice and crunchy on the outside, super moist on the inside, not too sweet, and the diced mangoes are like super soft bits of tropical brightness that just melts on your tongue. So good. So good. Look at that. Thanks for watching.